everyone, welcome to On Earth Yoga. My name is Corey. In this class, we're going to focus on the low back. So this will be great for anyone who wakes up with low back pain or tightness, for anyone who might sit at a desk all day, or just anyone who needs to open up their low back. We're going to come right down and start in child's pose. So a couple options here. You might want to bring your knees a little bit wider, as that might loosen up the low back to start. If this is too much on the knees, bring your knees in together and you'll get that same effect. But I do recommend widening the knees a little bit, sinking your hips down, and reaching your arms forward. If your forehead does not make it all the way down, don't worry. You can keep it hovered or grab a blanket or a block to place. And just start to settle in here to your practice. Notice your body in this space. And bring your awareness and focus to your low back. As you breathe in, feel the low back area expand. And when you exhale, feel all the air pressing out, letting go of any tension. Notice if right here in child's pose, before we do anything else, if you can find just a little bit of release. You might walk your hands, fingertips forward a little bit, trying to find more length through your spine. Feeling the hips pull back even further towards your heels. And then keeping this length, start to pull yourself up into a tabletop position. So knees under your hips, wrists right underneath your shoulders. And first right here, find a neutral spine. So feel your belly button pull up and in so you're nice and engaged. If you're not engaged, you're gonna look like this. See how I'm dumping in my low back? We don't wanna do that. Use the core to protect your low back. And just breathe here, find that core engagement. And then keeping this engagement, extend your right arm forward, thumb pointed up towards the ceiling. And then extend your left foot back. Your toes can start down on the mat, or if you feel okay, you can lift your toes up. Keep pulling the belly button up and in, and we're trying to find length here. Deep breaths. One more breath in. Lower your hand and knee down. Sink back into a half child's pose. Keeping that breath and focus on the low back. Pull back into your tabletop. Find that engagement of your core. Left arm extends forward. Right toes extend back, keeping them here or lifting them up. Three breaths. Last inhale. hand and knee down, good. And then half child's pose once again, pull those hips halfway back. One more breath in. Down dog, tuck your toes, lift your hips up high, keep your knees bent. And just find a little sway side to side, lifting your hips up to the ceiling, which is a little bit easier to do if your knees bent. Plus, this does not put any strain on the low back. And just find your breath, find a little bit of movement. And then keeping your knees bent, start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Your feet should be about hip width distance. And then keep your knees bent, let your chest rest down on your thighs and find a ragdoll forward fold. And then you can find some movement. Really focusing here on opening up the hamstrings. We'll do a little bit on the hips, just so we can unlock and open this space back here. You know, a lot of people suffer from low back pain, tension, soreness. So hopefully a few of these poses you can take away from this class and do it any time during the day when you feel that tension start to creep up. And a forward fold is a super easy one to do. You can do it anywhere. And then release your hands down to the mat, heel toe the feet in together. Keep your knees bent and lift up halfway. Shoulders pull away from the ears, nice flat back. Fold down on the exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Release down, exhale. One more halfway. Release down. Keep your knees bent. Start to rise all the way up. Arms sweep up. And hands to heart. Just take a moment right here. Arms lift up, inhale. Bend your knees as you fold down, engage the core, exhale. Halfway lift. Knees bent the whole time, folds. Rise up. Fold down. Halfway. Folds. One more like this, rise up. Fold. Knees bent. Halfway. Fold down. Bring your feet back to about hip width distance, keeping the knees bent. Walk your hands back to your down dog. Maybe feeling your hips press up a little bit higher. And then you might play with straightening your legs. If that feels too much, go back to your knees bent. And then you might find a little hybrid between the two. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Exhale it out. One more big breath in. Get all the air out. Take little steps, walk to the top of your mat. Knees bent, halfway lift. Fold down. Rise all the way up. Fold down. Halfway lift. And this time, plant the palms, step back to a high plank. Take one breath in here. And then on your exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. We're going to come into cobra here, but a very small baby cobra. So tops of the feet are going to press firmly down into the mat so your kneecaps lift. I want you to feel your tailbone start to tuck up and in so that when you lift, it's coming from the thoracic spine, not your low back. And then your hands are right underneath your shoulders. On your inhale, you're going to lift and peel yourself up just a little bit so you start to feel this gentle back bend. Take one more breath in and release down. We'll come up again. Inhale, tops of the feet press. One more big breath in. And as you lower, start to find length in your spine. Last one, breath in, lift up. One more breath. And release down. Tuck your toes, engage your core, lift back up through a tabletop and into down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. One more breath. Let all the air out. Step to the top of the mat. You can take a big step or little steps. Knees bent, halfway lift. Fold down. Rise all the way up. Fold all the way down. Halfway lift. Plant the palms, high plank. Take a big breath in. Lower all the way down. Exhale. One cobra on your inhale. Little baby lift. And release down. Tuck your toes. Use your knees back to down dog. One more sun A together. Take a breath in. Let all the air out. Step forward. Halfway lift. Fold down. Rise all the way up, knees bent. Fold forward. Halfway. High plank. Breath in. Lower down. One cobra. Release down. Tuck your toes, use your knees, lift up and into down dog. Finding a little bit of movement once again, maybe bending one knee then the other. Take a big breath in and exhale. On your inhale, lift the right leg up and high. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Feel your shoulders moving towards square, towards the back of the room. Take one more breath in. And then lower that foot down. Left leg lifts up and high. Bend the knee and open up the hip. One more breath. And lower the foot down. Take an inhale. And exhale. Step your right foot in between your palms. Lower your back knee down and pause here. We're going to sit up for a lizard, so a hip opener. Your hips, they all connect right up to your low back, so you can't escape hips today. So we're gonna come into lizard. Now lizard is a very difficult pose that brings up a lot of sensation, so there are a few options. So I personally recommend lowering your back knee and untucking your toes. And then heel toeing that right foot all the way out to the right edge of your mat, pointing those toes towards the right corner of your mat. This might be enough right here. So you can stay on your palms. You can use your right hand to gently press that right thigh open. If you'd like a little more and you have some blocks, you can lower your forearms down onto blocks. You can also use a block underneath your forehead. But we'll be here for a few minutes on each side. So at first I want you to find a little movement. So that just might be kind of moving to and fro here, just bringing some movement into that hip joint. And then once you're done with that movement, you might find some stationary holds. Focusing on your breath, letting your head be nice and heavy. And just sitting with any sensation that you're feeling. And so often that we don't realize that a lot of our muscles, or pretty much all of our muscles, are all connected to one another. So a low back might mean that you actually have tight hips. So we're going to open up those hips. And just notice if you can focus on the breath. Kind of close off your mind to any passing thoughts of things that need to be done today. And just be present on your mat. A few more moments. If you're on your forearms, slowly lift back up onto your palms. Bring that right foot back in between your hands. And then carefully we're going to bring our right knee back to our left and find that half child's pose. And just take one more breath. And then lift back up into your down dog. From here, the left foot is going to step in between the palms, setting up for our lizard on this side. So right knee will lower down, untuck your toes, and then walk that left foot all the way out to the edge of your mat. Again, you can use your left hand to gently press open your left thigh. If you have that flexibility, you can lower down onto blocks or lower to the mat. And just find a little bit of that movement to start. And then just settle in here to some stillness. Now each side is going to feel different. So once again, just sitting with the sensation on this side. And keep breathing. Just a few more moments here on this side. And staying in tune with your breath. And then slowly making your way back up onto your palms, bringing that left foot back in between your hands. And then stepping that knee back, finding your half child's pose. And then slowly starting to lift up. You're going to stay up on your knees here. And we're going to come into what's called toes pose. Now, you all are probably going to hate me for making you do this, but I promise it's really incredible for the low back and you should feel it release immediately. So you're going to curl your toes under. Make sure you get your little pinky toe as well. You can't forget about that guy. And then once your toes are curled under, you can see if it feels comfortable for you to feel your ankles pull towards one another or keep them separate. And then start to sit back on your heels. And you should feel your low back kind of give a nice ha feeling. And just notice if you can bring those ankles closer together. Let your eyes close. And just feeling this opening. So if you have a tight low back, you probably have tight feet. So that's why we're opening up the feet right here. I'm doing it with you guys. I know it's a lot of sensation. Just about 30 or so more seconds. I also don't have a clock on me, so it's an estimate. So sorry if it's a little longer. If you're tensing up in your jaw, relax that. Really nice job, guys. Slowly come out. You're gonna uncrunch those toes. And then this will feel really good, just like your little baby giving a tantrum. Just kind of tap the tops of your feet into the mat. I promise it really releases any tension. And you look like a little baby. There's a couple taps of your feet. You'll feel any of that pain or sensation go away. And then from here, you're just going to extend your legs out long and lower yourself down onto your belly. We're gonna set up for a few rounds of Sphinx pose. So for Sphinx, you wanna bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders and feel your entire forearm press down into the mat. And then similar to Cobra, you're going to press into the tops of your feet and your kneecaps will lift up as you engage the legs. So on your inhale, you're going to feel your chest pull up, pulling through the gates of your shoulders and energetically feeling your elbows pull back towards your hip bones. And you can close your eyes here too. We'll hold here for a little bit. And Sphinx is great because it really takes this back bend out of your low back. and into your thoracic spine where it should be. With each exhale, feel your belly button pull up towards your spine so you're engaging your core. A few more breaths. One more breath in. And then lower yourself down. Stack your palms and let your forehead rest. Really feel everything become heavy on your mat. Feel the low back expand. And then bend your knees and start to windshield wiper your feet side to side. I'm going to hit a wall, but you get the idea. Then release your legs long. You're just going to do a little roll here. Nothing fancy. Come onto your back. And just setting up for a nice easy twist. Bring your knees right up into your chest. And then let your knees drop over to one side. And then switch sides. If you're near a wall, just move yourself over. Come back to center, give your knees one nice big squeeze into your chest. Feel your low back pressing firmly down onto the mat. And then we're going to end with legs up the wall. So find a wall if you have one. If you don't, I'm sorry. Find a block or just lift your legs up. But I hope everyone has a wall. We're going to bring our hips right flush up with the wall and then swing your legs up. So your legs are literally going up the wall. You can scoot yourself in and then let yourself relax down. And you can stay right here for as long as you need. Just letting everything relax down, feeling the support of the floor beneath you and feeling the support of the wall behind your legs. The light in me honors and bows down to the light in each one of you. Namaste. Hey everyone, thank you so much for taking this class. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to take another, you can click a video over here and please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.